Alright, let's see, the last video I showed this all clamped together, gluing these 3 pieces of plywood together. Since then I have taken the clamps off, and then those 2x4s underneath, I screwed 2 of those lengthwise across the back just so I can handle it without worrying about it coming apart at those joints that I glued. Then I screwed that bottom track on. It takes like 5 or 6 screws up through the bottom, and then that allowed me to get the correct measurement for this masonite, which we probably don't need, and I don't know if it's a good idea or not to use it, but we thought it might add a little rigidity by overlapping these joints, and also it kind of makes a nicer, cleaner surface to paint. You know, it's just like cardboard basically, but it's harder than cardboard, and it's actually kind of tough. And once it's painted, it shouldn't be a problem. It's supposed to be outside of the elements anyway. This is an interior wall, so we'll see what happens. It might be a bad idea, it might not. That I attached with contact adhesive, and that's in 3 sections as well, but it overlaps the other joints pretty well, so I don't know. It might be a good idea, it might not. So that's done. I also trimmed that outer edge. You see it doesn't go all the way to the edge, because that is the edge that will contact that edge. And then there's cutouts for these brackets as well. I didn't want to throw off the geometry, even though it's only 1/8 inch thick masonite. It just wasn't sure if that was a big deal or not. You know, to bump that wall out an 1/8 inch might not be a good idea. So, and the other thing I finished up today was this corner. Yeah, I know those are clothespins, and it's just cheap, thin flashing that's glued in there, but it's better than nothing, because you can see how that aluminum roof is pretty much gone right there, and it should have gone all the way out to this edge like this one. Oop, there we go. So I epoxied some flashing in there. There's a hole kind of where that brick is on top. That flashing goes all the way under that skin of the roof past that hole, and it's all epoxied in there too, so all the way up to there. It's trial and error. I don't know, that might be a good idea too, it might not. We'll see what happens. And then I think I showed this in one of the videos, but we had to patch this piece in too. Wasn't about to take this whole backside off just to replace that one bad section, so that's glued in there. I don't think it's going anywhere, and really that just kind of helps tie this corner together. There's a bracket that goes, you know, right here, and it wraps around to the side panel, and it just kind of ties the corner together, helps make it one piece. So hopefully that glue holds and we don't have any problems. And on that side, that roof skin kind of delaminated a little bit, so I threw some epoxy in there too and clamped it down. Probably need to add another clamp up there actually. And that's it. So now I think my dad's gonna come over and glue the skin back onto the other side of this board. You know, those 2x4s will come off, obviously. And we'll glue that skin up. We'll paint this interior side. I got some leftover porch paint. I think I'm just gonna paint it with that. It's exterior paint. You know, it gives it some weather protection. if it were to get wet, which I'm sure it'll see some moisture, at least it'll see humidity, so we'll do the best we can. That is it. The next step after that will be to attach it back to the roof. For that, we're going to glue it, nail it, screw it, and I think that's it. So stay tuned.